Hello everybody. I am just about to sew my buttons onto my pouch here. I have a little friend who just, every time I put her down, she jumps back up, so I'm letting her have a little sleep. And I'm just going to sew a couple of buttons on. Off to a great start. I hope everybody's well. It is Friday morning here today. There we go. So one. I've got this tiny little space. Now I just want to do some stems for them. Actually, I might just start up here. That. And I'm just going to do a stem stitch. Hope that's not too dark. It's a bit overcast again today. I've got to make sure it's straight. It's probably if that's probably better, isn't it? Things we don't think of. Take it right down to there, I think. Like that. Yep. I might get a bit more thread on my needle before I do any more. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, where all these little dots are and where the buttons are, I'm going to do the stem stitch coming down probably to this line here, and then I'll be back. So I did all the stems, and now I'm just putting some leaves on the stems. Whoops. On the button stems, I'm doing like a double threaded lazy daisy stitch. So my thread comes out here next to the stalk, and then I'm just putting my needle back in next to where it came out and bringing it down the bottom here, making sure it's inside the loop of the thread. Like that. And back in, and then doing another one on the other side here. at a slightly different height. So up through there, back in, right next to where you came out, and then to the end. Like that, and back through to the other side. And then with the little flowers next to them, I'm coming out at the base on one side of the stalk, like that. I'll turn it around so I can see. And I'm just doing a single thread there, like that, and one on the other side as well. And bringing it down to this side of the stalk. I'm trying not to go over the stalk, making sure I get one on each side of the stalk. And that's what I'm doing. And I'll come back and finish the flowers in a moment. I'll just finish these two off. So that's done, and I'm just heating my iron up now just to get rid of those little marks that may be there, because I changed my mind on placement a little bit. Okay, that's done. And I thought I might just do, I don't want it overboard because there's a lot going on. Even though they're neutral colours, you know, I like things to sit well with my eye. Everybody's different. So I got some more of these little sea green beads out again, and I thought I might just do a little flower on the end of these ones, if I can. And I've doubled my thread. With these double threaded daisy stitch, what I meant when I said that was my thread is doubled. It's not just a single thread. Just in case there's any confusion there. So with this one, I just thought I'd do 3 little beads as a flower. Sometimes I hit one of those little a knot or something in the wadding, makes it a little bit difficult to get through. And this just brings a bit of that blue-green kind of colour through. I have to admit, I've really enjoyed this project. Just like that. I think that will be quite nice. I may or may not do something else with the buttons. I'm kind of thinking about it at the moment, because it is the back of the pouch, and although we want the back to look lovely as well, it doesn't have to be elaborate. Okay, so I will go and do the other 2 of those flowers the same way, and then I'll be back. I think I forgot to show you what I'd done on the front. I did some little straight, stem stitch stalks, and then straight stitches, about 7 of them, just coming out from the top. And then I put these tiny little beads on there. And so that's what I did. And then I also got some tulle. Let me show you. It's very, very light blue, and I tied it in loose knots, and the reason it's a loose knot is because the tighter you pull the knot, the darker the blue gets, and I didn't want it too dark. And then if I turn it upside down, what I did was I found a little spot and tucked the little knot under and stitched it on and buried the knot under the sari silk along the top here, and it just gives like a hint of blue, and I really like the way that looks. So I did that on the front. Now back to the back. What I'm doing with the buttons is I'm just doing 2 rows of running stitch around in just a crochet thread, very similar color to the background. I didn't want to use this color because I just want it to add a little bit of texture around the flowers. So I'm just going in and out and taking little stitches around the button and then doing it again just a little bit further out, like that one there. She's very needy this morning, this one, taking all my space. And because I thought I need to get a move on, because time gets away with you quite quickly. You think, oh, you've got quite a while, but I've still got to do the lining. I've still got to put a little pocket in it if I want a little pocket in it, and then I have to sew the sides up and decide how I'm going to do that, and then my closure, which I already know how I'm going to do. But yeah, if you miss a few days or at least 1 week, time gets away with you. So as I come to the end, I'm going under the stalk and coming back out on the other side so I can do the other, go around it one more time. So I'll go ahead and finish my buttons, and then I'll probably think about my lining. I'm back again. What I did was I finished the flowers off. I also did a little bit more canvas stitching there and just here to fill in those gaps, so it's pretty well stitched now. And I was thinking of a lining, so I went into my drawer and had a little look around, and I came across this. And now this I have had for so many years. It's a bit of curtaining fabric, but the colours are perfect. So I thought I'd use a bit of this. It does fray a lot, so I'm thinking, which way do I want it? I could do it that way. That might be nice to do it that way. Or the other way. I think I like it going this way rather than the other way. So let's just cut some fabric. That into there. I'm just making sure it's covering this edge because I won't be able to put a binding on this edge. I'll probably do a blanket stitch maybe, so if I bring it just to the edge there, that should be fine. I'm wondering whether I should press it or not, but honestly, by the time it's got some stitching in it, it will be fine. I'm quite... I should press it, shouldn't I? It's a good idea to get into the habit. Okay, I think that will look better. Like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it on, but not go all the way through. It will look like it does, but it won't. Because I've got the wadding here, I'm just going to take shallow stitches as well. Oh, hello, you're back again. I thought you'd gone down there to sleep. Keep moving. So I won't do that on screen because that'll take a little bit, but that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that was silly. Hang on. Do I want a pocket? See, I know what I'm going to be putting in this pouch, and it doesn't really need a pocket in here. I could put a little one here. I don't want like a divider. I know that for sure. But do I want a pocket? I could make a little one, I guess. I could make a little one and put it on. But I could do that after, before I stitch the sides up anyway. I can still do that. Yeah, and that way I can get the positioning right anyway. So I'll go ahead and stitch the lining on, and then I'll be back. I'll probably start at the top actually and work its way down, because as you know, that way I can trim the bottom off when it's finished. It'll be easier than trimming the top off. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so I have invisible base stitched the lining on, and I did decide to go with a little pocket. Be sure you put your pocket the right way round when you're stitching these on. That part folds up, so you need it, the opening to be there, and that part folds over. I will see my pocket a little bit, but that's fine because on purpose I kept my this little fold much narrower than the back part. I've folded the fabric over and did a running stitch all the way around, and I will slip stitch this into place. I will use a cotton, sewing cotton, but I will double the thickness of it and just go into the wadding. I will not be going in all the way through. It's not going to be holding heavy things, so it should be fine like that. And I'm going to go away, stitch this on, and I'm stitching it on before I do all my running stitches, my canvas stitch across, because that's less that I have to do. I don't have to have it stitched under there with the canvas stitch. And the same as this part here, that part folds up. I do not need to do that either. I will do this part and I will do that part with canvas stitched, because you're more likely to see that part than you are to see that part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and then I'll have to work out what I'm going to put across here and down the sides. I almost made a mistake. My closure is going to be a magnetic closure. I'm not having straps and things like that. I want to use a magnetic closure, and that's what I've wanted to do all along, but I almost closed everything off and I wouldn't have been able to. So what I need to do is have my closures put on before I go any further. I think I need to put one, and I'm presuming that is the female one, on that side, and the other one there. I need to just work out exactly where. Let me find my pen, because there's not a lot of space, so I'm just going to put a little mark hopefully that will do it. Right, see there's not a huge amount of space because there's not a great deal of overlap. So what did I say? That one up, that one on that one there, like that. I want to get a piece of something. It's a bit of iron-on interfacing. It's not too thick. It's not too thick at all. Maybe this will do it. I just need something to put it into. Probably double that and think. Just thinking for a minute. Can I do that? I'm not quite sure whether that will work. If I was to do that and have the iron-on part on the outside, I'm not sure if this will work. What I need to do is just take out a couple of the basting stitches under here, so I can open it up a bit. It's all, that part's all going to be canvas stitch, so that's okay. So if that goes in, it's a bit big, isn't it? That's okay, we can fix it. If that were to go in like that, I still feel actually it needs a bit more substance behind it. What about a piece of fabric or something? I think what's got here, a bit of linen damask here, maybe that would work. Oh, just to give it something else to get through. Where's it gone? Did it blow away with the fan? It did. So if I put that in there, perhaps that will give it more. Like that. Like that. That could work. So now I'm just using the unpick to put a little hole in. I might need to, I don't want to make it too big, just big enough to get the thing through. Let's see how we go. Get it through the fabric first, might be a good idea. There we go, got it through the fabric. Now fiddly. There we go, it's coming. That one. And that one. Okay, there. Like that. And one of these over there. Like that. Now, I always tend to push them out. I just feel like it has a better grip on it going out and less bulk. Okay, that should be nice and stable in there. And this is all going to be canvas stitch. So that's that one. And I have to go ahead and do the same on this side. This side is a little bit different because we've got our stitching, but the concept will be exactly the same. Like that. This one's a bit thicker, I think. Feels a bit thicker. There we go. Push it down really hard and open it up like that. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. No, that can't be right. Oh, what did I do? See, that one I don't see. Oh, that's because it's that way. Whereas this one has to go that way. We won't really see it, will we? Although, you know what I could do? Might make it a bit better if I do that way. That way that will fold over that. That's a bit better, isn't it? Not that you will see it because that is the front part. You don't really go like that. Let's see if it works. Oh, yes it does. That's a bonus, isn't it? So, and that will be all stitched. And that will be all stitched. So that's the way I'm doing my closure. I'll just have to make sure, you know, that whatever I put on here covers right to the top there. Yeah. I might just put a couple more invisible stitches in that as well, because I won't be canvas stitching over that. So that's done. I'm so glad I didn't forget to do that. I'll be back once I've done all the rest of the stitching. So I've finished all the stitching on there. I've put the pocket on. That's all done. I did a blanket stitch across this top end because there's a very narrow little section there, and now I'm just wanting to put some fabric across here. I recently took a pair of pants up and I had to cut part of them off, and it's some nice linen, so I saved it, of course. And I'm just going to use a bit of this. I think I've just unpicked it. colour seems right, so this was the bottom of the pants that I had to cut off. There we go. Let's just unplug that. Okay. Oh, it just got really, really hot and humid. Okay, let's move that and see what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. I may have to stitch. Ooh, that might be just the perfect, it is just the perfect width. Okay, so let me just cut that there, right on that edge. And cut this one here right on that edge. Like that. And it will have something going down the side there as well, but I need to put this one on first. So I think I will pin that on, making sure, because it's very narrow, isn't it? Right, so that will go like that, and it'll just come like that on the closure there, like that, and then of course it will be like that. See? And on this side, I will probably just cut where that fold is and fold it under, I think. Where's that fold there? These are not my fabric scissors. It's okay. Okay, so I can do that, and then fold it over like that. And stitch it there. Like that. I think that will work. I'll just have to make sure I get it nice and straight when I do it. So I won't do the other side until I have stitched this on first. Probably just do a running stitch for that one. I could do it on, actually no, I probably couldn't do it on the sewing machine because of the metal there. It would be too close, so I'm better off just doing a running stitch here. All the way along. See, I've got to do it quickly because the curtaining fabric is fraying and I don't want it to unravel too much. I need to enclose it. I'll make sure I'm catching it. No, I need to come down a little bit more. Okay, I just need to come down a little bit more. And I'll get a longer piece of thread, I think. And I'll sew all the running stitch across there, flip it over, and do a hemming stitch on the other side. And then I'll be back. Once again, we are cramped for space because I have a little visitor on my desk again. She's so sweet. So that's all I'm doing for today. I'll just give you another little look. That's the front of the pouch. I did the flowers and the beading and put the tulle in there. That is the back of the pouch. I put the flowers here with the stitching around it and a little bit of beading. And then we put the closure on. I blanket stitched across the top. I did all my borrow stitching. I put a, let's see if she'll, there we go. So I put the top of that part of the base part. I've finished that off, and that's the other side. And I've added a little pocket inside. And so I still have a couple more things to do, and I'll make that the last video next week. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed that and seeing my little Fifi. And I look forward to finishing this next week with you. So take care, everybody. Bye.